Welcome back to the session. Myself, Ramya Sri, working as an assistant professor in CSE department at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So today I am going to discuss about the next topic in the database management system, that is levels of abstraction. So before going to discuss about levels of abstraction, first we will discuss about what is view of data and what is data abstraction. Then we will discuss about what are the levels of the abstraction, how it is going to be working. So first we will discuss about view of data. So what is view of data? So before going to view of data, so I would like to tell what is database. So database is nothing but a large collection of data. So those collection of data is in the organized format. So database is a collection of large volumes of data. So here what is the view? So every time user want to view only a particular part of the database, he was not supposed to view the total database. So every time the user is able to view only a part of the entire database. So for that purpose, the responsibility of the database system to provide only whatever the information required to the user. So that is called as a view of data, because different users having the different view of the data. Suppose I can give the example here. When we go for the college login, the view of data for the student is different from the view of data of the faculty, and same way the view of data for the HOD is also different. So from the data what we collect for the different persons from the same place, but the view of the different persons, nothing but a view of data for the different persons is different. The view of data for the student is different from the faculty, and faculty is different from the HOD. So entire data we will collect only from the large volume of data. So that is called as the view of data. So next we will see what is data abstraction. So why we need the abstraction? So before going to abstraction, and this abstraction is one of the important property, nothing but an important feature of database system, because it mainly this because whatever the database contains, the database systems are made up of complex data structures. So in order to easy interaction for the users to database, nothing but if the database is very complex and a large amount of data, it is not a easy task for the user to interact with the database efficiently, because it is very tough for the user to find whatever the data he wants. So in order to overcome that situation, in order to easy interaction for the user with the database, so data abstraction came into existence. What is data abstraction? Data abstraction is nothing but hiding irrelevant details what are not required to the user, and it will show the details what are required to the user. Suppose we will take the student data, university database. In the university database, it may contains list of so many tables, but a total collection of information will be present in the university. But when coming to student point of view, there the student can view only his details and his attendance point of view, his marks, so and so can only view. The total cannot be viewed. Here nothing but only user can, nothing but whatever the user can view, only whatever the information required for the him, not for the other information. In the similar way, I can do the another example. When you consider the Gmail account, so there are many Gmail account holders. So in order to log in into Gmail, we require the proper username and the password. Nothing but we require authenticated users in order to log in. So in order to log in, there we make use of username and password. So here once he enter the username and the password as an input, so as it will successfully log in, it provide the information what is needed by the user. Nothing but it will provide only that particular user account details only. Other account details cannot be displayed. Nothing but irrelevant information is hidden, and only respective information which is required for the user will be displayed on the screen. So, and this user don't know what will be the information which is storing in the backend, and who is administrating what the total data, total so and so information cannot be known by the user, because it is a property of the data abstraction. It will show only relevant information what is requested by the user in terms of input. So the in simple terms we can tell it shows only abstract view of data to the user which is requested by the any person. So in this abstraction, totally it divides into three levels of abstractions. So let us see the architecture, how these three levels of abstraction are categorized. So these levels of abstractions are categorized into three types. So first one is called as a view level, and second one is called as a conceptual level, and third one is called as a physical level. So coming to view level, so here in the total levels of the abstraction, the view levels can be view 1, view 2, view 3 and view 4. There may be many views, nothing but because by using these view, number of users can interact with the database. So here view 1, view 2, view 3 and view 4 are considered as a user 1 is interacting with the view 1, user 2 is interacting to view 2 and user 4 is interacting with the view 4. And in such a case here, in order to extract the information from the database, here the user should raise a query and user should produce an input to the database. In the processing, the database will process that input and provide the output in the view form to the user. Nothing but here, every time the database provide the output to the user in the view level forms only. View 1, view 2, view 3 and view 4. It provides the information only in the view level forms to the user. Whereas user requests the database in the form of query formats, or it can request by using username and password credentials form. Anyway, produce the input as per the user requirement. It will produce, or DBMS will provide the output to the according to respective users. And remaining two levels are conceptual level and next one is the physical level. So we will discuss each and every level in detail in the coming slide. So first we will discuss what is view level. So coming to view level. So this view level is also called as external level, and this is one of the highest level of the abstraction. Nothing but a starting level of the abstraction is view level, and it is also called as external schema or view schema we can call. So coming to here, so what the view level contains and what does it do? The main task and it focus only on describing the part of the entire database. It mainly focus of describing the part of the entire database. Why only it describes the part? Because in the total database, the view is different from the user to user. So for every user, the viewpoint is different. So it show only part of the data according to the user request. So that is requested by the user. And coming to total levels of the abstraction, there may be more than one view level or more than one external schema, because by using those more than one view levels, many users can interact with the database at a time for the particular purpose. So views are of different types. It may contain more than one external schemas where each and every schema is connected with group of users. Next one, we'll go with the next level of abstraction, that is logical level or conceptual level. So this is a second level, next higher level of the abstraction, that is also called as conceptual schema or logical schema. So coming to here, what does this logical schema and the conceptual schema will do? This mainly focus to show it will display the entire information of the database. It mainly focus to show the entire information of the database, and this total conceptual level will be handled by the database administrator, who will decide what information should be kept in the database and what should not be kept. So the total decision should be taken by the DBA, that is database administrator, what information should be kept in the database and what should not be kept. And already we know that the data which is present in the database in the form of tables, rows and columns. So here each and every table having a relation with the other table. So that's why it is called as relational database management system. So the total will be handled by the database administrator internally. Nothing but what information we need to enter and what not to enter will be taken care only by the database administrator. And coming to here, The next point in the conceptual level is used by the DBA, that already we know why it is used by DBA. So the DBA can only to write the information in the database using DDL language. So here the conceptual level, the database administrator can able to write any information on the database by using a language called as a DDL, that is called as a data definition language, which is part of the SQL structure query language. By using SQL, we can able to perform different types of operations on the database. In that, the first part is DDL. So DDL plays a major role in creating the tables, in altering the tables, in dropping the tables. So and so operations can be done by using DDL statement. So the basic level will be done by the DDL. That will be so. Here, the conceptual level will handle the details or informations of entities, relationships, attributes, and data types, etc. So here, what is entity, what is attribute, what is relationship, and what is data type. Suppose here I take the example student. Student is nothing but a one entity. So what are the attributes the student contain? Nothing but, suppose we take the students contain student ID, student name, student course, student address, so and so. These are the so student is nothing but a name of the table that comes under the entity, and next student ID, student name, student address, those are called as a fields of the table, or else we can call as a attributes of the table. So every time the entities forms the name of the table and attributes forms the columns of the table. So here, in order to provide the relationship between two tables, here we make use of relationship concept, and here while inserting any data, nothing but while creating the table, each and every field is prescribed with the data type. So here conceptual level will be holding the information like table name, and what are the fields in the table, and the fields data type and relation between two different tables. Those total data will be including in the conceptual level. From conceptual level only, it can able to produce a part of data to the user whichever it is required. So next one and the final level, that is called as a physical level or internal level, and it is called as a last level of abstraction, which is also called as physical schema or internal schema. So this level will totally focus on how to store the information, nothing but it will focus on information about actual representation of entire database. So internally, the database, nothing but internal storage of data in the disk will be in the form of records. So here in the physical level, will be taking care about the storage account, stored accounts and records, how data will be storing. And this level will decide what data to be stored and how data to be stored in the form of records. That may be, some data may be take bytes, gigabytes, terabytes, and length of the fields. Everything will be taken care only by the physical level, that is about to the database. So this is about the physical or internal level. Now let us see the example of each and every level, how it is holding the information with the general. Suppose here I am going to consider the student and the employee tables. I am going to consider two tables. First one is student table and second one is the employee table. So apart from those two tables, I am going to demonstrate what does it contains in the each and every level. So first one, I am going to consider view level. So how many views can be contained in the levels of the abstraction? There may be more than one view, depends upon the user. So here I am going to take the student point of view. So first view one is a student point of view. So student ID and the student name will be displayed to the student, the database given to the student. Nothing but how we will get the student ID and the student name. So this student ID and the student name can be get once this student will raise the query to the database in the form of SQL statements in order to extract student ID and the student name from the student table. Then it will extract only ID and the name to the student. Next one, Next view is nothing but I am going to take the faculty. So the view of student is different from the view of faculty, and the faculty raise a query to the database in order to extract the details of the employee ID and the employee salary from the employee table. So this level is different. This level is regarding to the student, and this level is regarding to the faculty. And these two levels we got extracted only from the database, where we contains collection of two tables. First one is student table and second one is the employee table. So these two are nothing but a view level, first level of the abstraction, where we can view the data. And this is called as a conceptual level. What I told, actually conceptual contains information about entities, attributes, relationships, and their data types. So what does we have, actually this conceptual level content not only 4 fields, it may contain the total fields whatever we are having in the employee table and the student table. Suppose we are having some 100 fields, 100 tuples in the employee and 50 tuples in the student. Those total all tuples are denoted in the conceptual model. So here I have given only 4 names, that is student ID, student name, employee ID, employee salary. So here employee student ID should be numerically 10. This is called as a data type we need to declare while creating the student table. And student name is, so next one, student name. The student name is nothing but next one character, and employee ID is next one numeric, and employee salary is again numeric. So the conceptual holds the data types as well as entities as well as and the attributes. So from this conceptual level only, the view data can be viewed from the different point of the viewing. And the last one, that is called as a final level of the abstraction, that is called as the physical level. So what does the physical level contains? The physical level contains the records. Whatever the information we use in the conceptual level, those will be holding in the records and in the form of bytes, gigabytes, etc. And those stored accounts will be in some, it will take some length. So the physical storage will store the record, nothing but tables, all those information in the form of records. So this is the example how the data will be holding in the conceptual level, view level, and physical level. Now next one, what is instance and what is schema we will learn. So before going to instance and schema, whenever we perform any type of operation on the database, it may be insertion, creation, deletion, updation, whatever operation we take on the database, a data may be changing, nothing but there may be some change in the database. So here, what is instant? Nothing but there may be occur a change at that particular point of time is called as the instance. So here, what is instance? The collection of information which is stored at a database at a particular moment is called instance of the database. And what is schema? The overall design of the database is called schema, and whatever the information, whatever the operations we perform in the database, either insertion, deletion, or updation, when we make a changes at that particular point of time is called as instance, and overall design is called as a schema. So schema cannot be changed frequently, but instance is changed frequently whenever any type of operation is done on the database. Schema does not change, it is nothing but the overall design of the database. Now I will use a small example of instance and schema. So example in terms of the programming language, I will tell what is instance and what is schema. In context of the programming language, suppose already we know how to declare the variable. So the database schema corresponds to variable declaration along with the type. How will declare the variable? Some int x is equal to 10. So this total int x is equal to 10 is called as a database schema. The overall design, nothing but what does it mean? Schema is nothing but a overall design. Overall variable declaration is called as a schema, and the value of the variable will not be constant. It can be changed during runtime. So every time the value of the variables can be changed at that particular point of time is called as instance. So in simple words, the programming language, the total variable declaration thing is called as a schema, because where we cannot change the declaration part, but we will change the value of the variable at the from time to time. From during runtime, we may change the value of the variable at that particular point of time. That value of variable is corresponds to instance. In the similar way, database also, when we perform any operations on the database, it is nothing but an instance of schema, instance of database, and the overall design of database is called as a schema. In the schema, we cannot change any changes frequently. Now, and again, this database schema is again divided into according to levels of abstraction into 3 levels. So first one is physical level, second one is logical level, and third one is subscheme. So this physical schema, logical schema, subschema, these 3 are called as the are divided by the database schema according to the levels of the abstraction. So physical schema describes the design at the physical level. Logical schema design describes the design at logical level or conceptual level, and subschema describes the design at view level or external level. Why we call here subschema? Because an external level may contains number of views. More than one view is called as a external level. So each and every view level is called as subschema. The total is described by the subschema. The next one, finally, conclusion for the levels of abstraction. Here I am going to describe the small architecture. So here this is called as a 3-tier architecture. So how many levels we discuss? 3 levels: physical level, view level, and conceptual level. So in general point of view, we can call everywhere client is nothing but a view level, because client can request the server and provide response back to the client. So that's why client is the view level, and here server is nothing but which is handling the request from the client and produce response back to the client. So here conceptual level is server, and third one is database, where in order to extract the user input, so the server should contact the database regarding information according to the client. So the database is nothing but an internal level or physical level, where data is actually stored in the form of records. From that, the server will extract the record as per the client, and it will provide the response back to the client. So that's why levels of abstraction is also called as 3-tier architecture. So view level will be handling by the user, and conceptual level will be handling by the server, and physical level is nothing but a database. This is our overall conclusion part of our levels of abstraction. In next class, we'll discuss about what are the data models. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.